Alright guys, it's Stephen here on BlueMoonRisingTV and we are outside an impossibly sunny Etihad. It's the day after Pep Guardiola and we're here to chat about everything we learned from the man himself. And we've been joined by Archie from City Watch. Archie, introduce yourself, tell us what you do for City Watch and so on.
Alright, so I do a bit of social media and a lot of writing for the website, so we provide independent Manchester City coverage across Twitter and the website.
Where can we find you?
You can find us on City_Watch on Twitter or mcfcwatch.com.
Wonderful, and I guess you went to the event yesterday. I think it's fair to say it was pretty impressive. It felt absolutely momentous for the club, and everything they did for free. It was quite a spectacle, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's massive, and the club have got to take credit for what they did. You know, they provide a brilliant event for free, like you say, to everyone, all City fans. It's something for the Mancs around us who can't get to that event, and just listening to Pep, it's a wonderful feeling, really.
Yeah, let's get on to Pep, because he said a lot of stuff yesterday. I think we're going to go through 5 things that really stood out about what he was saying, and it's quite an obvious insight to take from what he said. I mean, the first thing for me is how he talked about how he wants to prove himself in the Premier League. He mentioned how he obviously proved himself at Barcelona, he proved himself at Bayern Munich, so Spain and Germany, and people have said he wouldn't be able to do it here, but he wants to come here and learn and prove himself in England.
Yeah, well, you know, everyone said it's a challenge. He's never had a challenge or whatever. City and the Premier League is a massive challenge. It's completely different to what you'd expect elsewhere. Like, you know, you see Bayern winning the league, you see Real Madrid or Barcelona winning it. Here, you know, we had Leicester winning it last year, so it's a big challenge, and it's definitely different to European football.
Yeah, I mean, do you think he's aware of the whole fraud thing that he gets? It's obviously nonsense. You can't call the manager that successful. But he seemed to me to be aware of the reputation he's got of having an easy ride, so to speak.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, why wouldn't you? I mean, a lot of people say it. A lot of people seem to think he's not the real deal. But you just listen to what he says. You look at his titles. It says it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously this is a man with great confidence in his own abilities. That was pretty clear for me. Another thing he mentioned, the second point I want to chat about, is he told the public, the watching City fans, is that he doesn't necessarily know how he's going to play yet. He said he needs to meet the players, he needs to hug them, he needs to kick their arses, which is something I never thought he would say. I mean, I think it's fair to say he's going to be quite ruthless as a manager.
Well, yeah, definitely. We all knew it when coming. He's just the man who will make the players work. And I think I remember him saying at one point, it doesn't matter if you don't do well, as long as you put in 110%, and that's all that he wants out of you.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that as well. He said it's always about working first and foremost, about being a good teammate. I mean, where does this stand for them players like Yaya, who famously maybe don't quite put in the effort they deserve? Do you think he'll get inside their heads and give them another chance?
Yeah, and if the players want to stay, then he's got to. They've got to listen to him, they've got to work, and yeah, like I say, it's all down to them, really. Guardiola will tell them, you know, effort or you're out, pretty much.
I mean, we saw it as well, obviously, when he famously took over at Barcelona. He let go of the likes of Ronaldinho and Deco initially. Can you see any big casualties? Because surely some people are going to be looking over their shoulders thinking, I could be next here.
Well, there's been a lot of names mentioned, haven't there? There's been Hart, there's been Company, there's been Yaya. Realistically.
Hart, really? Company?
Well, it's been spoken about. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Hart's going to happen either. Yaya's the only one which is a bit dodgy, but to be honest, like the last 2 years, I think he's going to end up staying. But for me, I don't think we'll be getting rid of any big players, because you need someone to replace them, and it's tough at times. I think Yaya, he's been replaced, but as the man who will play every game, which he's not going to be this time around. You know, he's getting older. So I can't really see any massive names leaving. Yeah,
I mean, I probably think Yaya will end up staying. I know that's a weird thing, and most probably fans don't want that, but I've just got a feeling he'll hang around. He always does. Yeah. He finds a way to hang around, and he'll sit there, and he'll be still. I'm sure he'll be a lot more cordial this year, at very least. I mean, there's another quote as well which stood out for me personally, because I'm a big fan of advocate of the youth involvement. He said. He really needs to assess the young players, but he's aware that fans in general have a connection to local talent. And one of the reasons he came here is because he knows how good the academy is. I mean, it's quite a big ask, obviously, to kind of have the academy involved straight away. But do you reckon there is something in this? Do you reckon we'll see him integrate these kids over the course of the season?
Well, certainly sounds like he wants to. And if he wants to, you know, Pep will do it.
He does what he wants.
Yeah. You just look at the way he was with Iheanacho, and he was a bit of a father figure to him yesterday, and that's you know, he's not necessarily met him that much. He was hugging him, he was patting him on the head.
Rubbing his head, wasn't he, already?
So, that just shows the approach he's going to take, really, and he's going to take the youth players under his wing and make sure that they are in the first team.
See, I got a theory personally that City's chairman wasn't happy with what Pellegrini did in terms of integrating them. He talked a lot in the post-season interview, the infamous one now, how he felt like the minimum required was just about achieved at the end of the season, and he mentioned how he wants to have a lot of a core of local talent, and it's obviously Pep seems to buy into that too. I mean, like the likes of Barker and Tosin Adarabioyo, who's obviously a man that was brought on stage yesterday. I think it's going to be very interesting for City fans. I mean, obviously, I presume yourself, you'd love to see some bank lads coming with the team.
Yeah, it'd be great. It's just the idea of youth in general, like young players who've got the talent and will have the talent to break through to the first team and be world beaters. I mean, that beats going out and signing someone for 60 million purely because you're City and you have to pay more. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to youth.
There's obviously the likes of Denier as well. Like someone like him, he's still one of our young lads, and he should hopefully come back next season and be involved.
Yeah. I don't really comment on Denier because I've not seen him that much. Whenever I have, he's not been brilliant, but that's not to say he's rubbish because every good player has the bad days.
See, one of those people who actually doesn't comment a play they haven't seen, as opposed to the rest of the world, who seems to know everything about everyone if they're on Twitter and have a football avatar, which is but that's football for you. And obviously there was another big quote. A certain Lionel Messi, he put that to bed, so to speak. He said that Messi has to retire at Man City. That the heckle was brilliant. I mean, I heard it from where I was stood. We got the footage up on the YouTube channel as well. And he said that Messi. He's not a bad player, obviously. He said that obviously this is not going to happen, he'll retire there, but there's been some links recently with Suarez, interestingly, over the past few days, and the idea that perhaps we could be back in for him. Do you think he wants a big name player, or is he going to, other than Nolito and Gundogan, more fair indicators of the players he's going to be bringing in?
It's an interesting one. I think you've seen that he wants, he knows what players he wants. If he wants someone, he'll get it. Whether he sees Suarez as a necessity, like you saw Gundogan, because obviously we needed a midfield player, remains to be seen. I personally can't see it happening. I mean, I'd probably enjoy it. Pretty ruthless striker.
Alex once said he's a bastard, and we need some need some of them in our team at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we need some ruthless players, like someone who is just an idiot. Like, and Suarez, there's no.
We've got Yaya.
Well, yeah. But there's no denying that Suarez is an idiot, so I'd have him. But like I say, I don't think it's going to happen.
Messi probably won't, let's be honest. But I guarantee you, though, if he ever does become available, we'll be the first club there knocking on the door. There was another thing as well, and the thing for me, finally, what I'll talk about, and I think this sums up Pep pretty perfectly, is how he said the most important thing isn't winning. He said the most important thing is to play good football, have good team spirit. Then after that, win. The third thing, and most important thing, is only actually winning. So I think it says a lot about the man, about how he values the game and how he wants to play and how he wants to play football.
Yeah, well, I think it's kind of that thing, isn't it? It's the steps to winning, and that's why it's more important, because in order to win, you got to do those things. You got to work as a team. You got to put the effort in. Yeah. All that then ends up with the win. So that's what he's thinking. He knows exactly what he wants to do, what he wants players to do, and from there, how to win games.
Yeah, I mean, I think as well we'll see an adaptation of his style next season. I don't think he even knows how he wants to play yet. No. And he seemed to indicate that yesterday. He said he'll assess his players, which I find quite interesting. I think there's been a bit of a misconception in general that Barcelona and Bayern play the same way. They don't. There is a different styles there, isn't there? And I think, do you think we'll see him invent something different that we haven't seen before at City?
I think he has to, really. You look around Europe, they're very good, but some teams know how to play against them. And people will always know how to play against you, but I think he's going to adapt, and the fact that he's got the CFA here, massive academy, massive training ground, it's a perfect setup for him to invent something new and start from scratch basically.
It's going to be exciting, isn't it? I think that's a very fair comment. I mean, to me yesterday, as a City fan, stood over at the CFA, and it's just over there. And obviously now we're in front of the new stadium. It's got the new badge. We've got a new kit. We've got a new manager. For me, it felt absolutely immense. I got goosebumps when that music came on. I mean, it felt good. I mean, you must be excited as I am as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of people agree with me when I say this. This is one of the first times for a few years that we've been excited for the season to start again. Like we can't wait for it. like, yeah.
You're lost for words.
Yeah, you get the feeling that sort of this year, you know, you might win something. I'm not going to say we are, because I know all that can come back to you, but you know, we've got a big chance of doing it. And like I say, a lot of City fans for the first time for a few years will be excited about this season and can't wait for it to begin.
Yeah, it's weird to have everything we've got, the players that we've got, yet go up another level of excitement. I think that speaks volumes for how good this man is. He's a mega star for Guardiola. He's, outside of Messi and Ronaldo, to me he's the most probably famous person in football. And I'm possibly excited, but Archie, thanks very much for coming on, mate. I mean, it's going to reach in fever pitch levels the time the season starts. Once again, you're from City Watch. What's the website again?
It's mcfcwatch.com.
And how good is this season going to be, in a word?
Phenomenal.
That's good enough for me. Go and check out MCFC or City Watch. Obviously, you all know them on Twitter. Of course you do. We'll put a link in the description below. What do you make of Pep? What did you make of the unveiling? Is it just me? Is the new kit actually a lot nicer now you've seen it in person? And the new badge, well, I'm obviously a fan of it. It's really grown on me. Honestly, I genuinely think it's really nice. Get in the comments below. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe, and we'll see you soon.